Coming to you live from the beautiful city of Johns Creek, Georgia, in the suburbs of Atlanta. This is the Week Zero podcast, guys. Welcome back. I am joined here by my co-host Connor. Virginia Tech needs a natty next year. Adultery. Ryan, Will, Andy actually beat Clemson in the sport. Congrats. Our coach sucks. Doesn't count. Frabble. Lucas, Titans #1, the AFC, McKnight. And I am your host, Andrew Dogs on top Coster. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Pretty good.
Doing well.
Doing good.
I think the more important question is, how are you doing recovering from Monday's antics?
I'm hanging in there, man. You know, it was pretty wild. Athens, I knew Athens was going to be crazy if they won, but man, I didn't even expect all that. You know, people climbing poles and everything.
That video you shared at Barstool, I still my last image from that is still those three guys falling through that porta potty.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that, which is crazy.
Their night must have really gone from really bad to really crappy very quickly, obviously.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Quite literally.
Hey, man, Caleb Presley is the GOAT, man. I love that dude.
Yeah.
Hey, for real, though, I think we can officially say that the Georgia curse is over.
Yep.
Nope.
The Falcons died.
Not for the Falcons, but
Georgia sports.
I told you Matt Ryan sold his soul to the GOAT Tom Brady.
No. Kyle Shanahan did.
No, because then also they wouldn't have blown a 3-1 lead in the NLCS the year before. So I wouldn't say it's just Matt Ryan, but you know, finally, Dogs are on top, national champions, and let's go ahead and get right to
Another
it.
42-year drought is about to hit Georgia. Probably.
No, we're not Virginia Tech, Connor.
Dang.
Or did we just see Alabama give a dog a bone?
But anyways, guys,
I hate you now.
Get over it, dude. Sorry, you started it with that 42-year thing. You're sounding like those dang Bama fans.
All right, Jameson Williams sold his ACL to Georgia, so.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that was tough. But I felt bad for him. But guys, let's go ahead and I guess really get to it. So it starts off very defensive-minded game. You know, a bunch of field goals to start. Was it 9-6 at halftime? And then it wasn't really till late in the third quarter where the game really started. A bunch of the scoring happened, which was really kind of surprising to me. I did not expect it to be this much of a defensive showdown. And then, of course, Georgia breaks the touchdown drought, scores, and then it starts going a little bit more back and forth, and then
Bennett fumbles.
And then Bennett fumbles.
When I saw that, I was like, "Oh dear God, this is gonna be the moment where Alabama's gonna."
That's what I said too. I'm like,
I knew once that happened, Bennett was gonna score, but I had the feeling this was gonna completely debilitate Georgia, and I'm like, oh, Georgia's done now. Once that happened,
Can I just say that is I thought that play was going to be the definition of birdieing a game away.
Yeah, I still think that call was a little bit very questionable, but
I will say this:
the first one on Bryce Young was too. Like they was
I think that was a good call.
Oh well, it should have been intentional grounding though. There was nobody in the area.
No, there was a running back there.
There was a running back there.
Wasn't it behind the line of scrimmage though?
Yeah, but if it's a screen, you can do that.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, as long as you got a receiver.
It doesn't matter. As long as there's someone in the area, it doesn't matter about the line of scrimmage. But
yeah, when I saw that, the replays were clear as day. Like it was going to be an incompletion.
So Kirk Herbstreit said something fascinating during the game. It was right. I think it was right before. It was before the fumble by Georgia. I think Bama was like inside their own 5-yard line. They were trying to get out of that, and Herbstreit said that it felt like both offenses were just playing super conservative to avoid making that one mistake.
Yeah, I remember that. I agree.
And I was just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I totally agree because I'm like, because normally I feel like they would have I feel like, I think also Bama not having Michi there also made them afraid to go downfield, but Georgia was doing the same thing. They were super conservative, Georgia, for the most part, other than that one long pass that they had. What was that? The first or the second quarter?
Yeah. Yeah. Good question, Josh. I think I didn't understand that either. It made no sense to me. But I mean, but yeah, it was tough. It was tough for Bama to lose Jamison Williams, and I mean, I knew immediately when that injury happened. That was torn ACL. It looked so painful.
So now you could see it snap.
I had to turn away. I was like, oh,
so bad.
Yeah,
I feel really bad for
that. It was so bad for the kid, but I think he's still going to be a first rounder, man. I mean, it was an early.
Was he available? So he's going into this draft. What about me?
Yeah, he was projecting number 1 overall receiver in this draft.
So do you think they're still going to go into the NFL, or will they try and come back?
I think Williams should. There's no point.
Mechie, I think I don't even know if he's eligible yet. So
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think he's a sophomore. He's a sophomore because he was a freshman against Notre Dame last year.
Yeah.
I will say that that guy that came in Hall that got the Hall. I can't remember his first name. He was he was like a true freshman, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think I know what you're talking about.
He dropped one early, but then he redeemed himself
I think he dropped a touchdown, or he did.
He did, yeah.
He dropped a touchdown, but he had a few good plays.
You know what's crazy? Is Bama's tight end, and I think actually led them in receiving.
Billingsley?
No, he's good, dude.
No,
he's
not
not
Billingsley.
as good as Bowers.
Billingsley is a receiver, which, by the way, is Billingsley. I believe, is transferring.
No,
really?
Actually, I was going to mention this. Because I did tell Connor this before the show that after the national title loss, the very next day, 7 Alabama players have entered the transfer portal, including 2 former 5-stars. So
just because they lost the Natty?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Georgia.
It could be just because they weren't playing as much.
Too, so.
Yeah, Billingsley. Billingsley.
Yeah, I did see that.
And Billingsley is going to be a hot commodity because he's like one of the top tight ends.
Is that the white
He's
kid?
A receiver. No, the
other
Billingsley lined up as a tight end though. They had him blocking.
But no, that was not Billingsley's not their main tight end. It was the other guy.
Drew. So let's see. It's really Billingsley, Drew Saunders, who's a linebacker.
He's going to get a lot of stuff too.
Backup reserve quarterback Paul Tyson, who's the great grandson of Paul Bryant. Offensive lineman Tommy Brown, defensive back Amir Speed, and wide receiver Jalen Johnson.
So it wasn't quite 7. How much?
So that's not all 6. Of them, but yeah, Billingsley actually Latu, who got the touchdown for Bama, was the starting tight end. Billingsley is the backup actually.
Is he a receiver, but they put him at tight end sometimes?
I think I guess maybe he's more like a more versatile guy. But yeah, Latu was the tight end who was their big tight end.
That kid was good, but they didn't have much of a choice at that point. And it's so weird how Alabama just can. We talked about Robinson possibly being a Heisman candidate at one point, and then they had no run offense.
Well,
it's just like
that's Georgia's strength.
I know Georgia's really good. I understand that, but like all season, I feel like their run offense has just been so bad. After last year having Najee have like 25 touchdowns and 2,000 yards.
Well, it also didn't help that really they were splitting backs as much.
Yeah,
that didn't help.
I will say this though. Me and Connor were doing the live game reaction, and we were kind of shocked because if you go back and you watch the tape, the first time Georgia and Bama played in the SEC title game, the reason Bama
was attacking their secondary.
Yeah, they were just picking them apart. And then we were talking about it in the first quarter. We're like, okay, Alabama run, quick screen, run. And we're like, okay, you don't have Mechie, but you still have Jamison Williams at that point. why aren't you torching this Georgia secondary, which has been their only weakness this entire season?
Well,
And
I
that's what
think it
won
was
you the
also
SEC title.
well, I think that also the secondary for Georgia, you can say, stepped up. 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
What's it called? I mean, they just were playing a lot better. And I think
I'm sorry, Coster, but those 2 interceptions were not their secondary. Those were
that was
no, but I mean, yeah,
those
obviously,
were the worst
but in
throws I've
general,
seen him ever make.
no, yeah, not specifically, but yes, obviously they were bad throws. But in general, I felt like the DBs were playing a lot better press coverage compared to so the last time they were saying a lot more in a zone. And yeah, Josh said it best. He just said Young was under a lot of pressure as well. That's one thing that Georgia also didn't have in the first, in the SEC championship game, 0 sacks, and I think they had 4 last night.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is they only had 1 up until Georgia. They didn't have. I don't think they got their first sack until that goal line stand where it was on 3rd and goal, and he got back to the 20. But pretty much all the time before that, it wasn't sacks, but he kept getting hit.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you guys. I don't know. If you
I
guys
just don't understand because you go with the plan that won your first game, and you completely go into this game away from it, and it almost I commented on it, and so did Connor. It almost looked like Alabama came into this game with the same game plan they had against Cincinnati. Soften up the defense, run the ball, throw his quick screens, get on the outside, and try to dominate the line of scrimmage. They were trying to prove a point.
I understand doing that to an extent because they wanted to try and tire Jordan Davis out as much as possible in that defensive line, but they held tight for the most part.
No, the thing. Go ahead, actually, Lucas. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say there was a really, really cool video that I saw on Instagram where it showed. So they're number 17, that linebacker. That's I can't remember his name. He's the best linebacker. He's the best. He's the best linebacker in the country. I think
the Alabama player, Nakobe Dean.
Him and Devin Lloyd probably.
You see the video? You could argue, but Alabama hat. Oh yeah, where he's running the Bama national title. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. And then they show him when he's during the celebration. He takes the hat and he's looking. He's like, "What the hell am I looking at?" Okay.
Yeah, he's like, "All right, here, take it, ship it to Africa."
Yeah, he just hands it to somebody. He's just like, "I don't want to touch that."
But so there was a play where number I want to say 31 was the guy that got that sack on that drive that you were talking about, where they stopped him on the goal
41,
line.
But yeah,
41. Yeah, there was a play right before that where 41 screwed up his coverage.
I know what you're talking about.
And then Dean had to go over and make up for it. And then he went up to him and reamed him. And then the very next play, the 41 got the sack. It was cool.
I've seen that. I mean, that just shows also how much of a leader Nakobe Dean was for this defense. Yeah. And one thing I remember that was really important that they were talking about after the game was Georgia spent a lot of time after that game on conditioning. I think Jordan Davis said from December 4th onward, almost every day up to that game was doing at least 2 hours or something like conditioning a day. They were, because a lot of people said they looked tired, they were gassed in the SEC championship game, and they were not going to let them do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you have to do that to play against a guy like Bryce Young. Yeah, he didn't have his best game. He didn't look great, but you got to give a lot of credit to Georgia's defense for being able to contain him that whole game, because no team in the country really has been able to do that all season.
And also, you got to give credit to. Was it you, Lucas, that shared that with Nick Saban in the post-game press conference, and he's told the players to sit down. He's like, these two guys. I don't think it was me, but yeah, that was that's why Nick Saban is one of the best coaches. But we also got to sit here and talk about Stetson Bennett on this show and a lot of shows in general. Georgia's own fans were criticizing him heavily this season.
Yeah.
Even when they were winning games. And can I just say that this kid, you could literally make a Disney movie about this kid.
Oh yeah.
This kid's journey. I mean, it all just came to a head when he started busting out crying when Georgia got the interception, and he said he didn't even watch the guy return it for a touchdown just because all that emotion of people telling him, his own fan, but you're not the guy. We want JT. JT's our guy. We're not going to win a national title with you. And to go out And to have a moment like that with the fumble, and he's like, I went back to the sideline. They're like, what's going through your head? He's like, I'm not letting that fumble beat me. I'm not letting that fumble beat us. We're not losing because of that fumble.
Yeah.
And
Stetson also, I'm sure there's someone saying Stetson is their spirit animal with how he looked on Good Morning America the next day.
I mean, how can you not love that kid's story and just love him as like a player and a human being? Like all the adversity, and he just came out and proved people wrong. I mean, I think Georgia fans owe him an apology, honestly.
No, I mean they do. I mean, I was very critical of him as well. And
go ahead. Whatever.
I was very critical of him as well at times. I always said he could get you to the big game, but could he actually win the big game for you? And the first time against Alabama, I was kind of proving my point again. But yeah, and even up to that point, he just didn't look that good. I mean, but the way he responded after that fumble with that throw to A.D. Mitchell for a touchdown was amazing. And then just the composure he had. And they said, yeah, we're not losing this game because of me. That just shows how determined that man was. I mean, because at that point, I even said it, I sent y'all. And I just felt so happy for him. I'm like, I'm glad he proved me wrong because he was able to persevere. Kid's been down his whole life. Once started off at Georgia, transferred out to junior college, and then came back. And it's crazy to think that a former walk-on beat a 5-star quarterback in the national championship. Pretty cool.
And then seeing him, like the both of them embrace each other at midfield and like the respect.
Yeah, they were talking.
Like, I mean, and can I just say, like, I'm pretty sure it was going through all of our heads. Lucas, I don't know if you watched that part of the game, but when that fumble happened, it did almost feel like that was the play that was going to kill Georgia's national championship hopes.
Exactly.
And can I say that former Georgia teams probably wouldn't have responded as well. No. And I think that's like Andrew said, you have to give Stetson a lot of credit for that because instead of hanging his head on the sideline, he just looked like he was laser focused on the next drive. I mean,
yep.
No, I will say that I mean, I kind of have two things here, but I will say Stetson Bennett really does remind me a lot of Aaron Murray back in the day. I don't think Aaron Murray had he didn't have the defense. He didn't have the players around him that Stetson Bennett has, but they were very similar in my opinion. I don't know what Andrew thinks, but I think they were very similar. Murray was a little bit better of a quarterback, but they were pretty much they were a lot alike. But it's just crazy to think that, Stetson Bennett is the guy that ended up doing it. And a friend of, I believe, Blake Harris and those guys, I don't really know who it is, but TJ Mathewson, I don't know if you guys know him, but he had tweeted, and the Harris Highlight Show had retweeted it, his Stetson Bennett's recruiting. He, after coming out of junior college or whatever, he got an offer from Samford, Louisiana, Kent State, and UMass, and then Georgia. And now he's said in the tweet, find what doesn't belong. Shortly after that, not even I don't even know if it was a minute after, he threw that 41-yard touchdown to what's his face, and I was like, this is like the worst. This is like
it's like the worst time.
Absolutely aged absolutely terribly after just 1 minute of being a thing. It's just so funny.
Literally after I said he's like in our chat, he's trash. He's just went out there and balled too. No, because I literally was like, I literally thought about that too. I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? Lucas said it perfectly. Stetson isn't great, but he's not bad.
He's also a lot like AJ McCarron, honestly.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, he could be a Heisman kind of guy if he has the guys around him. He can kind of look like a Heisman Trophy dude. I mean, AJ was never going to win the Heisman, but he had like Amari Cooper, so it kind of made him look good. But then he just won natties, man. That's all you got to do in college football. Just win natties.
And then the other thing, I know you were trying to say, kind of comparing to Aaron Murray. The only really difference was Aaron Murray was a lot more highly recruited out of high school. He was like a 4-star
Right.
something. But I do see the resemblance. Both very not too big, but both very mobile quarterbacks.
I think
just with
Aaron
a
Murray
grit to
was
them.
hindered by coaching a lot, though. I think he deserved to win a national
Well, and
championship.
he didn't have the teams. I don't
No.
think
He had didn't he have
Georgia
AJ
had
Green
this year.
Didn't he
No.
have AJ Green? Or
No,
that was
like
Matthew
for
Stafford?
like
Stafford did. Didn't
Stafford had
Stafford?
AJ Green for a year. I think Murray had AJ Green for a year, his freshman year.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
mean,
Well, AJ
But
Green.
I still don't think Georgia's ever
2011
had a
when he
team
went
like
into the
this.
draft.
no. What?
What year was AJ Green drafted? 2011.
Yeah, or something like
Same
that.
year as Julio, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2011, I think. Then.
But yeah, it
They
was
30 yards rushing. Wow.
Oh God.
well, that also
See, that's
helps
what I'm
from
saying.
that's
like,
from the sacks. But and the crazy thing with that was, we remember at the third quarter where they were pinned back on their 5-yard line. Then they started really establishing the run. Robinson finally looked like he was about to get going, and then just after that, they didn't really get it going ever again.
Mm-hmm.
So
And also, you got to give credit to that Georgia defensive line. Like, I mean, Herbstreit and then we're talking about the whole game. Like, they were getting knocked. Like, they would get pancaked by a Bama all lineman and just get right back up and keep going after a lot of those pressures they had on Bryce Young. They just kept going. Like, they would get pushed down to the ground on their hands and knees, and they just get back up. Like, I've never seen a defense so hungry and determined to win a game before like that. Like, just not giving up at all on any play.
Well, speaking of the defense, I did tell Andrew that Oregon is taking at least a fourth of this national title.
no.
Dan Lanning is the first ever active Oregon head coach to win a national championship at the same time. So he's already making history for the old Ducks.
Oh,
man,
I'm taking some credit.
I guess that's a good enough transition to get away from talking about the championship.
Yep.
So it's either going to be Dan the man or Dan the can.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna give you more Dan the can eventually. He'll be canned for somebody else.
But also with this Georgia defense, where do they rank
all time?
Because you throw out the little before the SEC championship game, they were giving up 6 points a game. This is, I think, fourth highest all time. Still was with 10.1 or something like that. Fourth highest all time.
I think they might. I think they could be the best all time. But I guess this is the better question. If you take LSU, who is the best, I think, offense of all time, and you put it against this Georgia team, who wins? I mean, that would be a hell of a game.
I think that if Georgia's DBs
beats that LSU team.
Yes, 2001 Miami, but
no, dude, there's nobody that beats Joey Burr, bro.
I don't know because they had so much weapons.
That 2018
I think Alabama's offense last year was better than LSU's.
In
terms of scoring per game,
you forget they had Edwards, Hilaire, they had Jefferson, and the receiving core was
and Alabama had Najee Harris, Jalen Waddle. Devontae Smith, who won the Heisman, John Mechie, who we've seen.
They also played
Williams, but LSU outscored that offense.
And they had the man himself, Mac Jones, who literally looked like he was in his 40s already.
I would love to see that LSU offense go up against this Georgia defense because LSU wasn't a run first.
Is there a way to predict that?
So can one of you guys pull up? I want to see the stats for this Georgia defense because according to athlonsports.com, the number one defense in college football history was the 2011 Crimson Tide.
I believe so.
Actually, number one this year.
And then number two was Miami.
Number two is Miami. But in 2011, Alabama held teams to 183.7 yards per game, 8.2 points per game, and they had 3 shutouts. And
So total defense was actually number one was Wisconsin in terms of yards per game. They gave up
this year
39. Georgia gave up 268.
268. So that's like, I mean, a huge difference.
Well, also,
to be fair, you're adding one extra game? Yeah, one extra
I
game.
could also
yards,
argue that
but I don't
Georgia
think it's
plays
gonna be
tougher
that big.
competition too. I could argue that.
No, not well. We're comparing with this 2011.
No, I'm just saying, like Georgia, I could say that Georgia this year has played better offenses than Wisconsin has.
Well, oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say that they're the number one. They could make a real good argument for number two. I mean, Miami that year in 2001 gave up 270 yards per game, 9.8 points per game, and 3 shutouts. I mean, that's probably pretty freaking close to what
I just think y'all
who are we trying to compare?
Okay, so
Georgia and Alabama in 2011.
There's a way to I know there's a place to go that you can
What If
actually kind of
Sports?
directly compare them.
What If Sports?
What's it called?
What If Sports?
What If Sports?
So you go, so we can take 2019. Well, that's whole teams though as well.
I will say that there is a Clemson team on this top 10 defenses.
So you said 2019.
Or is it the
Alabama?
2018 team, Lucas?
You want to know? You want to make it? You got one more guess. I'll tell you.
So wait, are we doing
2014?
They went undefeated this year.
This year?
No, the year that I'm talking about, this Clemson team is ranked number 7 all time.
1981.
1981.
Yeah.
The first national title.
So what team are we comparing? What teams are we comparing? 2020 Alabama versus who?
No, we were comparing LSU versus Georgia, but defensively we were comparing Georgia versus 2011 Bama.
Okay. LSU 2019 LSU.
And then
I just still think that offense was the best offense ever.
And then versus this year's Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the best offense ever. There's
I think people forget honestly how stacked that LSU team was. Like it was like
I really wanted to see the 2018 Clemson team play that 2019 LSU team.
LSU.
That would have been.
LSU wins 41-28 on a neutral site
against Georgia.
And
this Georgia team.
That's funny because I did the exact same thing and it had Georgia win 41-31. That's literally hilarious.
I mean, okay,
no,
here,
so
let's do play again. So yeah, so I'm still getting LSU 54-27. Holy crap.
Nah, this time I got LSU 44-23. So
I'm gonna change.
I think that I will say I think actually that would play LSU's advantage because with Georgia's secondary struggles at times, I do think that actually would have played to their advantage.
Neutral site.
Yeah, exactly. Josh said it right.
What?
That's what my point was.
So, and then I just did this. 2020 Bama wins 51-37 versus 2019 LSU.
What?
Yeah. Neutral site.
It was basically the same team, except
I just redid it again. I'm just hitting play game and has 55-52 LSU. So
I don't get that because Bama was basically the same team outside of not having Ruggs and Judy.
Okay, now it's 44-27 LSU. So I don't know.
This thing that you're doing right now, Connor, is how they made the BCS standings.
These were all the simulations that they would do to determine.
Yeah, this is why the BCS was so garbage.
But so is this thing like where they do like the 9 out of 10 times LSU would beat
probably
Georgia
because now this has Bama winning 59-23 in this one.
And that 2020 Bama defense was atrocious. Like that was not a good defense.
No.
Wish there was a way to make it to where I could, make it to where it could be like 1,000, 10,000 times, and it just sets it.
Why did you do the 2011 Bama team against 2021?
Yeah,
Georgia?
do that.
Okay, 2011 Bama.
Yep.
Yeah, possibly the two best defenses of all time.
Are we getting another 9-6
versus this year's Georgia?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna be like a 9-6 game.
That's what I thought this game was going to go to, looking like.
That was the only game that they lost that year was 9-6.
Okay, let's do neutral site.
So,
Bama wins 34-20.
They give them 34 points?
They go with 34 points.
I mean, they did have.
I mean, they had Eddie Lacy.
Eddie
And
Lacy,
Trent
who was just
Richardson.
Good old
oh my
shoelace.
And, so yeah.
And then they had what? They still had AJ.
Let's do. I want to see. Where is it?
2021 Oregon versus 2021 Notre Dame.
Oh God.
Wait.
Oh God. Yeah.
Wait. I'm doing something. What would it be?
What?
Let's go. I did 1999 Virginia Tech Hokies with Vic would win 52-38 over Georgia this year.
Oh God.
Oh, that's cap.
So I'm reading something right
This
now.
man literally was so desperate to have the LSU winning that, or was it Virginia Tech winning that?
Wait. Hold on. Do Notre Dame 2021 versus Oregon 2021. I'm curious.
Okay.
Best out of 3. Do best out of 3.
Okay.
In
Notre Dame.
1939, the Tennessee Volunteers held every team that they played to 0 points.
What?
I think that was. Yeah, but that was I think before the AP poll
versus.
era.
So you said Oregon
This year, yeah. Both teams this year.
Even if it's before the AP poll era, that's insane.
Okay, we're gonna do
How many
neutral
games
site.
did they play?
Notre Dame wins 48-38.
Ooh. Okay,
10
best
point
out
game,
of
I'll
3.
take
then.
Oh well, this includes that CJ Vidal actually plays and hasn't destroyed his knee, and actually got up to it was a closest it got was 40, or the biggest lead was probably 41-24 after Chris Tyree 47-yard touchdown run.
Wait, so Kyron's not the starting running back?
I don't
I just did 2021 Clemson versus 21 Notre Dame, and Clemson won 41-38.
Notre Dame won the rematch.
I got to tell you guys this. So this Tennessee Volunteers team in 1939, they held every single team scoreless until they played USC in the Rose Bowl and lost 0-14.
That's hilarious.
That is insane.
Oh.
But so actually
Anyways.
another fun fact about this Georgia team that won this year. This is the second only team ever in the AP poll era to win 13 or more games by 15 points. The other team to do that, 2018 Clemson.
See, I've always been a big person in saying that the best team of all time is 2018 Clemson because they're the first team to ever win 15 games in a regular season.
Yep.
I've always said that
LSU
just because.
didn't? Oh, yeah.
No,
they did, but it was after.
Unless you did it the next year in 2019.
Yeah, but it's still it's like a historic. They were the first team to ever go 15-0. Like it's just crazy.
And
Wait, let me ask this though: how many players did Clemson lose from the 2018 team to 2019?
Basically, their whole defensive line.
Yeah,
their best.
what they had
their best
3
corner
linemen go round one.
Yeah, and then also Trayvon Mullen, who was our best corner, went in the third round. Yeah, so those are that defensive line. You could
but on the offensive side of the ball, because Burrow outplayed Trevor in that game.
I think they lost some offensive line. Yeah,
wasn't T. Higgs gone, or was he
was still there? Yeah, no, Higgins was there, but the difference was also they did lose some key offensive linemen. But that 2018. I mean, just let's also remember that we will probably never again under Nick Saban see him get beat down like he did in that game.
I will also say the 2018 Clemson team did demolish a really, really good Notre Dame team. Hey, no other team can say they beat 2018 Notre Dame by 28 points, so that's an accomplishment.
I guess, yeah, but I would say this Georgia team, I would have loved to see them. I don't think they would have done as good just because of the offensively. The quarterback situation might have hurt them against some of those historically good teams a little bit. No,
I would have a really hard time even. I mean, maybe they break the top 10 all time, maybe just because of their defense, but I'd have a really hard time putting them top 10 all time as a team.
I think the offense is what holds them back, honestly.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But you know what, Connor, that just actually gave me an idea for a future episode. Doing like ranking the playoff teams in the playoff era. Using that, like we could do like a round robin thing. That'd be kind of cool.
It would all be but it would all be blowouts and stuff like that again, probably.
I mean, it's not far off of
That's
real
good
life.
That's true.
that all
That's
happens
true.
anyways.
That's
But
true. I think it's time we move on. We've spent enough talking about this.
Anyway, congratulations, Georgia, on winning the
game.
Georgia.
Speaking of which,
it's now Virginia Tech now still has the longest title drought. So
Oregon?
Virginia Tech. We've never won a title.
But Virginia Tech's been a thing longer than Oregon has.
But also an interesting fact. Last time Georgia won a national title, Clemson won the national title the year after.
Oh, not 80, 81. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You don't deserve any more happiness than you've already gotten. Okay, you don't deserve it. You're like
Listen, man.
You're like New England fans. You're like
not even close. Hey, this makes up for all the heartbreak I went through as a kid.
Fan. That counts for you as
heartbreak.
As a kid, when I got to college, Clemson was nowhere near this. Go back to the 2000s.
And then they won 2 titles since then? Since you during your time there?
Yes, but go back to the 2000s. How much mediocrity when Virginia Tech was top of the ACC. Go back on when Tommy Bowden was head coach and how much disappointment Clemson went through. Go back.
I don't want to hear none of that.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear from Ryan. I don't want to hear from Ryan either.
You can't use that excuse of talking about how bad they were because you're sounding like Red Sox fans still thinking that they're the pre-2004 Red Sox that couldn't win the World Series. You still
we won the title
you sound unbelievably pathetic trying to make that argument. Okay, you don't deserve another title. Clemson should be Bama, Georgia, and LSU should just be banned from the title from the playoffs for the next 5 years.
What about Ohio State?
I can't beat these teams, so I'm gonna ban them.
Anyway,
your mom's game, man. just throwing Costner under the bus. Your mom's
exactly. Okay, but go back to Georgia. Even for the most part, they were the same way. They would always break it too.
Did you watch an Oregon game from 2000 to 2009?
I watched them before Dennis Dixon. If Dennis Dixon hadn't gotten hurt, they would have won a national championship. Yeah.
2000. Okay, that was 2008. I'll give you that.
Okay, 2007. Let's move on.
Helen Clemens years.
Because our next segment's going to take a while, guys.
This is the last thing, but hot take really quick. Clemson and Notre Dame both going to that game next year.
Yeah, Josh has us all beat.
Yeah, he does. That's bad.
Next season.
See, exactly. She knows.
Season, Notre Dame and when Notre Dame and Clemson play, both teams will be undefeated, and the winner of that game will basically be in the college football playoff.
Doesn't matter. Oregon's going to be number 1 after they.
When do they play each other?
It's in November again. Like I think it's the same. It's the same week as last
Georgia,
season.
But okay. Anyway, guys, I do have another thing we should probably talk about with college football related, and that is our way too early preseason picks for next year. Like, let's go with top 10 for each person.
God,
so
start out with Connor.
You didn't tell us to do this. I have no.
We talked about it earlier.
I didn't give my top 10 in the chat because I didn't.
Okay, I'll go while you think about it. Okay, so my top 10. I can't remember what I put down in the chat, but I would say 10. Like I told you guys, either Oregon or Georgia. Or not Georgia, Clemson. The only reason why I say that is because both teams have a lot coming back. The only issues is maybe the coaching a little bit. I know that, obviously Koster has talked about his DC a lot being just basically Venny Jr., but that's the only issue I have there. I think they are both top 10 schools. I had NC State at 9. If I remember correctly, and that's just
Lucas. I can actually tell you what yours was. I have it up.
Let Yeah, I'm sure I can find
I'll just screenshot it and send it in the chat.
Okay, yeah, that'll be easier if you do that real quick.
NC
But
State
I had
at
NC State at number 9, and the reason for it is that they didn't lose anybody. I mean,
they literally lost a top 10 pick at offensive line.
Yeah, an lineman ain't gonna. Panay Sewell didn't turn us into a not 10-win team. I mean, let's be real. So, like, I mean, I think that they're going to be really good. So, number 8, I had Utah. They're not losing a crazy amount either, and I think their quarterback is coming back next year. My question is if Whittingham can still get it done. I know that he had a really good year last year, but they lost some really bad games. But that's number 8. Number 7, Oklahoma State. Just kind of picking up off of last year. I don't know if they're going to really be as good as number 7, but I'm just going to put them there for now. Number 6, Notre Dame. They could be better. They could be way better than last year, but they have left a really bad taste in our mouths after that last game. I don't know if Freeman is going to be a better coach than Brian Kelly, so who knows. Number 5, I have Texas A&M, and I know it's really crazy for a lot of people because of how they ended last season and losing their quarterback in Zach Calzada. But they have the best recruiting class in college football history this year. And Ryan's flipping off the camera. But they have the best recruiting class in college football history this year. So, I mean, I think that's going to really help them out. And Jimbo Fisher's a great coach. Number 4, I have Michigan. I have no idea if they're going to be good again. I think they're returning a lot of guys other than obviously their Heisman finalists. There's a lot of things in the air about Harbaugh leaving to the NFL. I don't know if he wants to, but the right price tag for Harbaugh's, Number 3, Ohio State. I believe that they're returning a lot. A lot of their guys are young, and obviously we saw what Smith and Jigba did in the Rose Bowl. Like, that kid is going to be insane in the next coming years. He's going to be so good. Number 2, got to stick with Georgia, and then obviously number 1, Alabama. I mean, those two teams are really interchangeable. It's whoever wins the game at the end of the year. I don't think they play in the regular season again this year. But yeah, that's my top 10 right now.
All right, I guess I'll go ahead and go next. So I'm gonna I switched up mine last night. I did some more research and actually was watching SG1 Sports. I don't know if you guys have watched his stuff before.
I know SG1, yeah.
But he did his, and I a lot of his reasoning. I honestly agreed with, and I didn't know a lot of stuff. So Josh, just so you know, you're gonna be happy with mine. So going into next season, I have 1 Georgia, 2 Alabama.
If you're going to put Kentucky in the top 10, I hate you.
If he's going to have who?
Dude.
3 Ohio State, 4 Utah, 5 Michigan, 6 Notre Dame, 7 Clemson. I have Clemson at 7 because I think they're going to be a top 10 honestly, a top 5 team next season. Number 8, I have Baylor. And this is where it gets kind of funky. Number 9, I have Tennessee. Number 10, I have
bring
Kentucky.
back Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
So I can give you that Tennessee one, but dude, why? There's no Kentucky will not touch the top 10.
Returning it. Okay. Kentucky
They're
is returning
7 offense, 7 defense of starters.
So
That's
yeah,
not even that much.
And Will Levis is still
better
really
than most
quarterback.
teams. That's a pretty good ratio. That's a pretty decent ratio. Returning.
I mean, that's pretty good, but you got a team like Oregon who just went 10-4. They're returning 9 offensive starters, 8 defensive starters,
8 and 7.
8
I have Oregon
offensive
right now.
and then 7 defense.
I have Oregon right now at 16.
Yeah, see, that's ridiculous.
So
where would you put them? They finished at what? What were they finish?
They finished at number 22, and they were 10-4.
I'm giving you 5 spots or 6 spots. What do you want?
No, that's at least a fair.
It's about returning players, though. This isn't about how they. I mean,
it's how they finished last season, If Notre Dame did crap this year, they weren't going to be ranked in the top 25.
Well, Oregon didn't do crap. What do you mean?
Okay, can you guys let me go? Even though I just wrote this, came up with this because I didn't realize we were doing this.
Number 1, Virginia Tech.
Oh, also, that's another reason why Josh kind of nailed it on the head also.
That's a good point. So I have, even though they're losing Kenneth Walker, I have Michigan State 10. That's a big win for them that they had. I have Clemson 9.
I did see that one on ESPN, by the way. Michigan State was 10, and that was really
I'm surprised you guys have Michigan State still, just because they're losing a lot, and I don't have faith in their offense.
Well, no. I'm just doing this. It has no difference on what's on the recruiting class.
Okay.
They are based on from how this season ended. That's the way I would do it. So that's why I have Notre Dame at 8. I have Oklahoma State at 7. But they're not going to be there because they're losing their defensive coordinator, and that's going to be huge for them, unfortunately. I have Utah 6, Michigan 5. But this one team doesn't.
I want to interrupt you for a minute. Can I interrupt you for a minute? Is Spencer Sanders coming back this year?
Yes, he is.
He is. Then that might be pretty good for Oklahoma State.
That's a big.
Their defense was number 5 according to in terms of total yardage.
They're also losing a lot on the defensive side of the ball.
For this, even though what I just said, this team doesn't fit with that because they ended the season really badly. I think there's just even though there's a lot of question marks, there's gonna be a lot of hype, especially with their new hire. It's gonna be Oklahoma.
Oh God, I will be mad if they're in the top 4.
Bama 2, Georgia 1. I guarantee you, it doesn't matter. Oklahoma will be top 10 to start the season. Guaranteed.
It won't be for long. They'll be out of the top 25.
No, I guarantee you, it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter what AP poll, first preseason AP poll, they're gonna be top 10.
If you're gonna love Oklahoma,
I do love Oklahoma.
I don't not agree with that, but my thing about it is,
nice.
You do that for them.
The fridge there.
If you do that for them, you almost got to put USC in the top 10 then.
I was contemplating it. I will be straight honest, but I don't think
they're going to take out.
Okay, they're not going to be top 10 because it's also at least Oklahoma did pretty good this year, relatively, right? USC was just trash. I guarantee you though, USC is going to be given the Texas treatment. They will be in the top 25 to start the season. Both Texas and USC are going to be top 25 to start the season. I guarantee it. Along with Oklahoma.
I don't know about Texas.
But definitely USC. At the very least, USC will definitely be top 25. Oklahoma will definitely be top 10, I think. Preseason.
Yeah. Hey, we're sleeping on Nebraska.
Oh, yeah. No. We need to do that. I don't know if you guys want to do it.
Nebraska, they lost. How many total points did they were all their losses by?
I think
they had a point differential.
They had an equal
plus
equal points. Didn't they have an equal points scored versus against or something? Or they had
a positive point.
They had a positive point differential. They were
by like a lot. It was by a lot too. It wasn't close.
It was like 60 something points, wasn't it?
Speaking of Nebraska, do you guys want to do this show or do you want to wait doing our way too early transfers? Dark horses for
that can be another thing.
Oh, we can do that.
Can be another thing.
No, for conference winners, just dark.
No, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that now. We can wait for a little bit. We should probably wait a little bit, but we can start doing that where we do each week. We do like each
conference breakdown.
Each conference. Yeah.
All right, let's hear Andrews.
All right, so I'm going to start at 10. This one might be a little bit crazy sounding, but I'm going to put 10. I'm going to put Wake Forest.
Ooh.
8. We're bringing
back Sam Hartman.
He's coming back. 8 offensive starters and 7 defensive starters coming back. Off an 11-3 team that was pretty damn good.
I think Sam Hartman's a senior, right?
Yeah.
He can't.
9. I'm going to put what's it called? Oh man, I kept going back and forth. 9. I'm going to put Michigan just because they're losing a lot of guys. I don't think people they're losing Haskins, obviously, and Aiden Hutchinson, Ajobo, Brad Hawkins, Vincent Gray, Daxton Hill. I mean, the good news is this year they'll have Bell back at wide receiver, which will be helpful. But I don't know.
Is Quorum going?
No, Quorum's going to be here.
Okay.
Hassan Haskins is a senior though, right?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. 8, I will put Clemson. 11 guys coming back offensively. And then, obviously there's a lot of questions around the new defensive coordinator, but
is there still a lot of questions around DJ?
Yeah, but
Did you say 11 offensively?
Yeah.
They're only
What's going on with the
one,
offense?
right?
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, Ross, but
Justin.
Ross just wasn't playing that much in the end.
Ross has been so injured.
Yeah, after that injury, he just wasn't the same.
Play.
No.
Yeah. No, because it's one of those things. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's the same thing as Jameson Williams. It's like you got to go make your bag at this point because if you don't, you might be done for your life.
But what if they fall to like a third round or like a fourth round?
I don't think Ross is
okay.
He can come back and get
drafted. And they have money. They have insurance payments for people that get injured and then don't get drafted where they were supposed to. Like,
but is it barely any money? Isn't it like not very much money at all to get drafted?
No, there was one guy I saw that there was the one guy a few years ago, famously
Deshaun Watson.
I'm not sure if it was it was like before. It was before even Deshaun.
It happened to Efo.
Deshaun had a big one too.
It was It was a quarterback or something. If he was not drafted like the top 5 or top 10, he was gonna get like $20 million in insurance money or something. It was a ridiculous amount of money. What's up, Luke? Glad you're here, man.
Yeah, how's it going, Luke? Yeah, well, that's my thing. Is like Ifo Ekere-Olomu, he was projected a number one, or not number one, but a first round corner coming out of 2014, and then he tore his ACL before the playoff, and then he got drafted in the seventh round, and then made like $50 million just because
he's the guy that made that really nice diving interception against Michigan State, right? Yeah, him. Yeah. I remember that story. So yeah, some players will have that. Yeah.
But what's it called?
Michigan
7. I'm gonna go Notre Dame. Just they are obviously keeping a lot of guys, but they are definitely also losing some pretty.
We only lost 5 players from this team, and only 3 of them were starters.
I think that's the same.
Well, it says you only got 7 offense and 7 defense coming back, but
that's starters, but yeah.
Yeah, but and then 6, I'll go Utah.
Ooh, yeah.
Just because obviously you got a lot coming back, which is
they're losing their 2 best linebackers though. I will say that Devin Lloyd and Nefi Sewell, they're both gone after this year, so that's going to be tough to replace those guys.
Yeah, and this next one's gonna be very controversial. 5, I'm gonna start. This is gonna, and y'all are gonna be like, this is gonna be out of left field. 5, I'm gonna go BYU, just because they're bringing a lot of guys back.
But they're not even a top 25 team this year.
They were 10-3 at the end of the day.
They beat some really good teams.
They pretty much won the Pac-12. So
that's why. Again, controversial. But they are bringing a lot of guys back.
If they're number 5, if they're number 5, then Oregon's going to play either 1 or 2, and then number 5 the very next week. I think
they're a good team. I think
what? This is one of these moments where we screen capture this and we play it back. BYU is awful last year. Next year,
dude,
it backfired on me. So I gotta make fun of Andrew too.
Yeah, again, this is really early, so we have no idea.
That's what I was saying. Thank you, Josh.
4, I'm gonna go A&M. Yeah, just because the recruiting class and Jimbo really has, I think, really started to get more started getting the development there.
Did they get a transfer quarterback? I thought they got somebody that was decent.
Max Johnson.
Oh yeah, from
LSU.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. So I think
he's pretty decent. He was good at the end.
And we saw they obviously had the potential last year. They beat Alabama. They just couldn't be consistent. The question is now can they be consistent? 3, I'm gonna go Ohio State, just because again, you got Njigba and guys coming back, but you're also losing your best defensive lineman in Haskell Garrett. You're also losing Tyreek Smith, Marcus Williamson. You're also losing one of your best offensive linemen in Pettit Ferrari, and then you're also losing your 2 best wide receivers in Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. And then 2, I'm going to go Georgia just because they are losing some guys, but they got a lot of guys also coming back. And they're
Is
going to have
Stetson a senior?
yes, but he could play because of the COVID rule.
Ah,
Now, they are losing a lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball. They also they're also losing on offense James Cook, by the way, Lucas. So
Is Kendrick going to the NFL?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Kendrick, first guy to win I think 2 national championships at 2 different teams as a player, by the way. So
where did he play before?
Clemson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And the only reason he went to Georgia is because we kicked him off the team. But yeah. And then one I'm gonna go with Alabama because
why?
It's pretty
because
easy.
they are going to come out pissed.
I know, but if you win the Natty, you should automatically start number 1. That is just
no.
I normally I
you're
would
the
agree.
number
No,
1
it's
team
not.
until you get beat.
So you're
That is
saying-
how yes.
So you're saying 2010 or 2011 Auburn, who was nowhere close to as good as 2010 Auburn, should have started out the season number 1.
The reason I think that is just because you win a Natty, you're the best team in college football.
You're the best team that year.
I know, but then
That
you should be.
year. No.
You are the champions until somebody beats you and dethrones you. That's
No.
how it should work.
Nah, I don't agree with that at all.
Rewind that again, right? Say that again.
If you're the national championship, you should automatically start the next season as the number 1 team in the
I mean,
country.
that usually does seem the way it usually is, recently at least.
But
Yeah.
Josh is right. Josh is right with the last thing you said. So I mean, there is no team.
They
in the
weren't even
country
number
in
1 this
history-
year, were they?
There's
Yes, they
no,
were at the beginning of the
They
year.
were?
There is no team in history that has reloaded like Alabama has every single season. So, and they're just gonna be just as good. Nick Saban isn't slowing down. I'm sorry. With everybody that's like, oh, they're fire Saban and he's getting
That's
old
what
and all this
that's
shit.
what I'm
He's
saying, bro.
not slowing down, dude.
Bama
people
fans
are
are
not.
entitled.
They are entitled.
You know what? I couldn't stand it. It actually annoyed me watching the national championship game after the pick 6 and just seeing the Bama fans in the stands crying. And I'm like, quit.
I'm
You
sure
guys won a Natty last
Feinbaum
year.
the next day and said fire Saban. I'm sure that came along.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing that Saban's going down the hill or whatever until he has a 9-3 season at least. Then maybe I'll start questioning because that's just like
Even
Well,
then, dude, they
that
had
is
a bad
crazy.
season. They had a bad season with Blake Sims, and then the next year they won the Natty. Like,
well, even
it's like,
a bad season with Blake Sims was they were the first overall seed, just lost in the first round of the playoff, which is crazy.
no, because they went what? They went 11. No, they went 10-4 one year with Blake Sims.
No,
10-3. They went 10-3.
No.
There was a year where they lost. Then who was it that
they went
lost
10
3
and
games?
they went 10-3 in 2010 with Greg McElroy. That quarterback.
Oh man, dude.
The same guy that they
I'm
put in the
telling you.
broadcast booth because he's garbage.
Greg McElroy was solid in Alabama.
He was an AJ McCarron. Just literally.
I'm
that's
just going
all
to
I
point this
heard.
out, though. He outplayed Tim Tebow in that 2009 SEC championship game, that first one they won under Saban. I'm going to point that. I will say that.
Yeah, well, and also, don't disrespect AJ McCarron, bro.
Hey,
Yeah.
I can't stand that dude. Maybe
For
it's
one-
the 2012 national title, but I just cannot stand him.
You can't stand him because his girlfriend's better than any girl you'll ever get. That's basically what I just heard.
Nah, no one's better than my
His-
fiance.
His girlfriend is better than anybody
Smart-
that anybody will get
Smart
ever.
thing he just said there. Smart answer right there.
No woman could ever compare to my fiance.
Good
Ryan,
catch.
I will tell you right now, my grandfather said 3 words to save any marriage. Yes, my love. Okay, guys.
Hey,
listen,
a happy wife
I
is
know
a
I'm not
happy
done,
life.
We really need to move on because we got an entire other segment that's going to take us
All right.
a long time to go.
Yes. NFL playoffs.
I was thinking of 2013. That's my bad. Sorry.
That
They
was-
went 11
Which
2.
season is the one where they played Oklahoma and lost to Oklahoma?
11. That was
2013.
2013. They went
That's
11-2 that year. They lost 2 straight games.
Yeah, because of the kick 6.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but
And
yeah, we
like,
usually aren't NFL guy or an NFL channel here, but we're gonna bring it up this one time. Even though I think only one of our teams is in the playoffs.
Let's go, baby.
you're
Just-
not
Number
making
one
the Super-
seed, dog. Let's
you're-
go.
Are you gonna have them winning the Super Bowl?
And the
Probably.
king is back, baby.
The king
Can I
is
just say
back.
tighten the F up, please?
Dude,
No.
tighten the F up, bro.
Nah,
Dude, for the boys, dog.
the king
Hey,
of the king of being
Lucas,
1 yard short.
Do it for the AFC. Do it for the AFC.
Nah, go NFC. NFC, go. You're gonna make me root for Tampa Bay if you start saying that AFC garbage.
Hey,
Tampa
man.
Bay won't even make it to the Super Bowl.
Tweaking, bro.
Nah.
Tweaking. But
Didn't
yeah,
they
so
just
we're
lose to the Jets? Like when the
no,
whole
they
AB
won.
thing
They came back and beat the Jets.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
But
got
it's, I
we
mean,
got
like,
the NFL
lose,
playoffs, boys. So we're gonna do, I guess, our predictions on that. Even though I don't know, I don't get hyped about the NFL like some of
Josh,
these
you're a
Aaron-
Steelers
Aaron-
fan?
Aaron Rodgers is so. I mean, like, he has to lose in the NFC title game again. I mean, that's just like his thing. That's his MO.
maybe.
Did you guys see? Like, I didn't know if you guys know the amount of like help that the Steelers actually needed to get in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, of course.
Like that-
I was praying for a tie, Chargers and Raiders. That
They
would've been-
should have, and then Staley
No, they
threw
were
the game.
The Raiders were going to tie them, and then they're like, Staley calls time, and then he's like, oh, okay, we're going to go for the win then.
And now we get to watch professional woman respecter Ben Roethlisberger
Get dragged
by some team. When you have a guy like a young Justin Herbert, you know, you just like one of the top I would say
I don't
Okay,
know.
Costa,
Top five-
we're complaining.
top
Bring
5
up the
daughter
bracket.
dater,
Top
top 5 daughter
bracket.
dater in
I will.
the NFL, just
Top
just
five
behind
daughter
Hunter Renfro as the top 5 daughter dater.
Hey, Hunter Renfro.
Hey,
don't we
do
don't
not
say that name on his.
disrespect Hunter Renfro.
I said
like
he was
that.
at number 4.
Hey,
He's at number 4 on the daughter
he
dater
is
list, bro.
he's a
I'm not
product of
disrespecting
Derek
him.
Carr. I'll say that.
Leave Hunter. Nah, leave Hunter.
I will
leave-
say that the number 1 daughter dater is Cooper Kupp, though. I mean, come on.
I guess.
Daughter dater.
I guess.
Nah, dude, that's Danny Amendola.
I will say I did steal that. I will say I did steal that from Barry McCockiner. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I know you
Yeah,
got the
Barry
win,
gets-
Lucas, but
There's
how
still
did that
times
Danny
Barry
Amendola
gets me
taste?
with his tweets sometimes.
Dude, he's
Yeah.
so funny, man. He's so funny.
Yeah. Well, give me a second. I'll pull something up here.
But I did want to say, now how does it feel being on the no playoff couch? I mean,
I don't care.
It's so weird. I
No,
mean, I'm definitely not as used to it as you and Costa are.
Yeah,
I will
but
say
It's kind of weird.
there's
Why is-
only
why-
one
It-
other
it's a
team that
pattern.
hasn't
It's-
made the playoffs. Like as recent as Denver. I think there's only one other team that hasn't made it. I can't remember who it is.
Well, I mean, the Jets.
there's
haven't
teams
made-
that have
made-
haven't been
The
to the
Jets haven't
playoffs
made
for
the
like
playoffs since 2010.
No.
exactly.
Who is it?
The Jets and the Jags, or never mind the Jags.
No, not the Jags. The Jets haven't made the playoffs since
Yeah, so it was
2010.
the Jets. It was the Jets. So the Jets, and then it was Denver, and then the rest of the NFL
Wait, who?
after that.
Who else? What? The
Every
the
single
Broncos won
team-
a Super
in terms
Bowl.
of who
Every
who
team
had-
has made it to the playoffs as soon as 2016.
Hold on,
Like,
hold
from
on.
2016 on, every single team has made the playoffs except for the Jets and Denver.
Miami?
Yes.
They made it last year.
They did? I thought they didn't get in, and they were 10-6 or 10-7 or 10-7.
No, they were 10-6.
I don't know if I can't.
I thought they
remember
didn't get in last year.
honestly.
I don't remember. My camera is gone.
But anyway, Lucas, how does it
It feels
feel?
good, man.
Uh,
It's only the second time, third time in my lifetime the Tennessee's gotten the 1 seed.
So Josh, the reason why I was mad is I'm a Ravens fan.
yeah, he's a fan of the team that has a running back playing quarterback.
Yeah,
Not too shabby.
with no
This
wide
guy, this
receivers.
guy who used to have a running back playing quarterback who then beat up dogs.
Dang, dude, you had him too. Shut up.
Yeah, bro, you had him too.
Hey, can I just
Get out of here.
Can I
Don't even
quickly say
start.
He didn't do it when he was at
You-
Virginia Tech, though.
You created this monster. You got this monster to the NFL.
what year was it the Falcons made the Super Bowl?
2016.
26. So it was the year after the Broncos. So
Yes.
wouldn't it be the Falcons right after us?
No, because we made it the year after too.
Made the
Oh, you
playoffs
did?
2017.
But
We were
anyway,
so close to being the Eagles too.
why
I think it was the Raiders.
Yeah, they snapped their streak.
But then they snapped their streak this year.
But why is it that me and Andrew's team, we went to the Super Bowl and then we were just god awful?
We weren't god awful, made the playoffs the year after.
Hey, the year after our Super Bowl, we went 9-7.
No, it's because Andrew lost his offensive coordinator that is now could be the best coach in the NFL. So
Kyle Shanahan?
And Shanahan.
I don't know about that.
I wouldn't say he's the best.
I don't know, dude. He turned this team that was god awful into a playoff team.
Can I say that I think Nathaniel Hackett is going to be a great head coach in the NFL, and I hope the Broncos get him because he took the Jags to an AFC title game.
That's because of the defense, not the offense.
He took it with Blake Bortles. I don't care. He carried.
It doesn't matter. That defense was one of the best defenses ever.
Okay, guys, let's get going. Let's just do a quick run through of the games.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start off. So we're gonna start off. We'll start off with that overrated AFC side. I mean, the fact that the Titans are the ones, and that's all you need to know. I'm gonna say Kansas City beats Pittsburgh, definitely, and then I'm gonna say the Bills beat the Pats, and then I'm gonna say the Bengals beat the Raiders. As much as I love Clemson West, this is as far as they're gonna get with Derek Carr. And then in the division title game or division games, I'll say I'm gonna pick the Chiefs to beat the Titans. Sorry, Lucas.
They won't play. It'll be Bengals Titans.
Oh, in that case, I'll say that I'm gonna go Titans then, I guess, in that regard. And then I'll say the Chiefs. I'm gonna be boring and say the Chiefs beat the Bills. I know I'm boring. And then I'm going to say Kansas City makes it to the Super Bowl from their side. And
okay, let everybody else go through the AFC then.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still got the Chiefs winning. Steelers, they dragged Big Ben's dead corpse into the playoffs somehow.
Is he going to retire quicker than Vontae Davis did?
Halfway.
At halftime, maybe.
No, not even at halftime. He's going to quit after the first drive.
I have the Bills beating the Patriots, though. I swear to God, if it's a repeat of the first game that was in Buffalo, I'm gonna be really mad because I want to stream that game.
Where Mac threw three
times
that game.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have the Raiders beat the Bengals because the Bengals have been very inconsistent. They're gonna fall back.
They've been on fire since they played the Broncos. I think they've won like 4 8.
No,
but also the question is T. Higgins going to be healthy?
I don't care.
They become the Bungles in the playoffs, and also they have.
It's Joe Shiesty. It's not the Bungles anymore.
And they also
fine. It's not the Bungles, but it's the Bunkos.
I can't roll my arms.
So
I can't.
So then it would be Titans versus Raiders. I'll probably take the Titans for there, and then it would be Bills, Chiefs. At the Chiefs, I'll take the Chiefs as well, and then it would be Titans, Chiefs, and I'll probably take the Chiefs as well, even though it would be at Tennessee. We'll just have to see, obviously, how long it takes. I mean, probably won't take that much time for Henry to get back to form, but you never know.
Depends also on how Tyreek is for Kansas City.
That's a good point too.
I'll go. I think it's pretty easy. This Steelers game. I will say that the Chiefs look very, very beatable, and they have looked very beatable the last couple of weeks. But
I don't trust. I'll say this right away. I don't trust any team on either side in these playoffs at all.
No.
I would say definitely the Chiefs are going to win this game. And then the Bills Patriots. I'm going to be the first team to take the Pats here.
Okay.
I just don't really like the Bills very much. I don't think they're that good.
But
and
the reason
especially
why
because the Patriots have a really good run game with Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson. So if they run all over the Bills, I think that they can win that game. And then Bengals and Raiders, I'm going to go with the Raiders here as well, just because the Bengals have a terrible offensive line and the Raiders have really, really good pass rushers. So I'm going to go with the Raiders there. Next round, Titans, Patriots. They played once before this season. Patriots just ran over us. It's not going to happen again.
It was also at New England, right?
It was at New England, so that's a big factor there. And plus, we didn't have Derrick Henry, which didn't really matter because I think we had like 200 yards rushing. But still, Derrick Henry's a big factor. We're going to win that game. And then Raiders and Chiefs, I mean, it's going to be a really, really good game. But I trust Pat Mahomes way more than Derek Carr. So I'm going to give them the slight win there. And then, I mean, I as a Titans fan, unbiasedly, I still think that Tennessee is a better team than Kansas City, and we had already saw that. What last time they played in, I don't know if they were in Tennessee. I think they were in Tennessee, and the Titans just ran over them.
The Broncos have given you guys the formula to beat Kansas City twice.
Just and they're not going to play another team. They're not going to play another team until they hit us that just runs. So I think we end up winning that game and going to the bowl.
All right. So, all right. Obviously, Chiefs. It's going to be a embarrassment, and it's going to be a very. I think honestly, Steelers fans might enjoy Ben Roethlisberger's retirement. But anyway,
then you don't have to pretend to like the guy anymore.
Yeah. So then I got the Bills beating the Pats. I have the Bengals easily beating the Raiders.
Easily?
Yeah. I think it's going to be another blowout like it was against Kansas City a couple weeks ago.
No, T's not healthy.
Higgins isn't healthy, and I mean,
you don't have to they don't have one of the best rookie wide receivers in the
game. Yes, it's a lot different when you have one wide receiver versus
Luke Packers
two wide receivers.
And also, don't forget, what's his name? What am I thinking about? The guy that scored the lone touchdown against Denver. What is his name? He's a good wide receiver. He's been there, but he's been there.
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd. He's good too.
Uzama's good too, but look at that O line against that D line. You think Joe Burrow is going to have any time? He's going to have Carl Nassib and freaking.
The Broncos defense is better than the Raiders.
I guess,
but I would. So then I would go ahead and so it would be what Titans, Bengals, and then Bills, Chiefs. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm sorry, Lucas, but I'm taking the
Tennessee
Bengals.
has an even better pass rush.
Okay, Lucas, shut up.
I'm sorry. It's just like
I'm taking the Bengals. I have a weird feeling that they could be that one team like Tennessee was a few years ago that sneaks their way into an AFC title. And then I have upset alert. I have the Bills upsetting the Chiefs. And then honestly, I have the Bills making the Super Bowl.
Beating the Titans?
No, the Bengals.
So the Bengals in the championship?
Yep.
I mean, I like being, coming from left field with that. Honestly,
I just don't think Kansas City and Tennessee have really, because Tennessee.
I don't trust the Bills either. Like,
it's very wide open. Like honestly, like any one of these teams except Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Josh
Allen is terrible.
I will. Playoff Josh Allen is amazing.
No, he's not.
He was terrible against the Ravens last year. And they were very beatable in that game.
Yeah, you know who else is bad in the playoffs? Lamar Jackson.
That's why the Bills won that game.
He is bad, but Josh Allen is not. Josh Allen is not good, and I don't know why people think that he's.
Let's not act like the Bills didn't give the Chiefs all they could handle last season. Okay.
Okay, they did,
was
but
there.
they lost.
I think the Chiefs are very beatable. I don't think that they're like this
I don't think
almighty
they're-
I mean, I think I
The
like it.
AFC is wide open. There's not
Mhm.
one team that I think is going to just demolish everybody this season in the postseason.
I agree. I agree 100%. It is wide open, even on both sides. Well, now let's move over to the NFC. I'll start it off here. So with the Bucks and the Eagles, I'm definitely going to take the Bucks. The Eagles they were lucky to even get in the playoffs, and they also just got waxed by Dallas. Cowboys and Niners. Yeah, he is.
As a
He is
top 10 running back in the league.
correct. But Cowboys and Niners, this is a tough one. Cowboys have not been a 10-win team all year. I think I'll still take them. Niners are just a little too inconsistent for me. And then Rams, Cardinals. This is tough because
Take Kyler. You got to take Kyler.
yeah, I mean, yeah, if you look at the first game, how it went, Arizona absolutely torched them. Plus, they'll have DeAndre Hopkins back. Zach
JJ.
Yeah, them, JJ.
And aren't the Cardinals like one of the healthiest teams coming into the postseason?
For the most part, kind of.
Yeah. Then also, of course, James Conner and company. So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals here. As much as I love seeing Matt Stafford succeed with the Rams, just can't. I can't do it. And then when it comes to Green Bay and Tampa Bay, it's in the frozen tundra.
No, they wouldn't play each other.
Oh yeah, my bad.
It would be they would play. It would be.
It would be
Cardinals.
Arizona. Yeah, Cardinals and Packers. Still, it's in the frozen tundra. I'm gonna go with Green Bay.
Are we gonna have another Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary moment?
No,
Against the
No, because that was in air. That was in
wait. So it would be the Hail Rodgers versus the Hail Mary.
I guess. And then was it Cowboys and Cardinals? This is where the
Cowboys and Bucks.
Oh, Cowboys and Bucks. Well, okay, definitely the Cowboys aren't beating the Bucks. Not happening.
You got the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Packers and Bucks in the NFC Championship
So basically,
game.
last year's NFC title game.
Yeah, but this time I think Green Bay gets their revenge and will, in fact, go to the Super Bowl. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So I got the Bucks beating the Eagles, but I think that could be sneaky good. Eagles were the leading team in rushing in this year. So I might give the Bucks a bit of difficulty. I'm going to take the 49ers over the Cowboys. I think the 49ers are the team in the NFC you don't want to really play right now. They've shown that they can go into other people's stadiums and beat them. And so I got the 49ers. And then I'm also going to take the Cardinals over the Rams. Matt Stafford's kind of regressed back into Detroit. Matt Stafford has thrown 8 interceptions the last 4 games total. So, that's not what you want going on. So then you got Packers, Cardinals. I'll take Packers there, but I think it could be very close, like the first time they played against each other. And then it'd be Bucks, 49ers. Yeah, I think the Bucks would still win that, but I think the 49ers could give them a run for the money. And then obviously be Bucks, Packers again. Scooter would be very mad, right? But that's what happens. Scooter's anger is enjoyment for the rest of us. We'll put it that way. And I think I don't trust the Packers fully. I don't trust the Packers or the Bucks fully. Packers, their offense can disappear for entire quarters and even halves of the time.
And they just lost to the Lions.
Well, they weren't. They were starting their second and third stringers in the second half, so that's a little deceiving. But versus the Ravens and versus the Browns, their offense disappeared for periods of time. Against the Browns, their offense could disappear the entire second half. They didn't score any points in the second half, right? And the Browns were able to come back and only lost by 2. So, even with Rodgers, that the fact that they can disappear like that, and even their defense, starts to struggle because they're having to trying to get so many stops on the defense. I think that's going to hurt the Packers. They're getting back a bunch of guys though. But honestly, until proven otherwise, I think I'm gonna have to go with Brady and the Bucks, really. And obviously, I'm kind of, even though I'm a mod of his, it's kind of funny seeing Tom Grossi be sad about stuff. So, so I gotta repeat. I got Chiefs Bucks in the Super Bowl.
So
I don't want it to happen, but that's what I'm going with at this point.
Yeah, Bucks and Eagles. It's hard to bet against Tom. I will say
Eagles
that
are also garbage.
I will say without Lenny, it's going to be really tough for the Bucks to have any sort of like change in offense. They're going to have to throw the ball a lot, and the Eagles have a good secondary. Unless Le'Veon Bell turns into Le'Veon Bell from the past, and then have fun stopping the Bucks. But I'm gonna go Bucks here. It's gonna be a closer game than a lot of people might think. Cowboys, 49ers. I want to go 49ers here because Deebo Samuel might be the best, might also be a top 10 running back in the NFL. But
That's a good point.
I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is very good, like at all, and they don't have the defense that they had. They don't have the defense they had in 2019, so I don't think they're gonna stop the Cowboys. So Cowboys win that, and then Rams Cardinals. I really like the Rams defense, and I just think the Cardinals have too many weapons on offense, and they're gonna end up getting that win. So then Packers Cardinals. Bucks Cowboys. Packers Cardinals could be a really good game like it was on like Thursday Night Football this year. But it's going to be hard to stop Aaron Rodgers, especially in that divisional game. He's always good in the divisional game. So I'm going to take Packers, pretty close one. And then Bucks Cowboys. The Cowboys have looked like the best team in the NFL this year at times. At times, they have looked really, really freaking good.
And at times, they look garbage, like hot doo-doo.
Terrible against the Cardinals, too.
And the Broncos.
As everybody has. I mean, let's be honest.
38-3.
I mean, the Packers got beat, 30-3 to the Saints in opening day? 38-3 to opening day. So, like, that, that happens. But you got to take Tampa Tom in this one. It's going to be a really, really good game. Probably one of the best playoff games. But I got to go Brady there. Brady and A-Rod. Aaron Rodgers is going to do what he does best and lose in the NFC title game. That's
said the meme again.
that's pretty much his MO.
And then he's going to go to the Broncos, probably, unfortunately.
Yeah, and win a Super Bowl.
And then he's going to go do the same thing in the AFC every year. I mean,
no.
The only reason why he ever made it past it is because he had
no
incredible defense.
Lucas, he's going to pull a Peyton Manning, and he's going to win a Super Bowl before he retires. That's what's going to happen.
The Broncos?
Yes.
So you're going to somehow get a good enough defense to drag his dead corpse to the Super Bowl?
What do you mean?
That's what you did in 2015 with Peyton Manning. Your defense was so good, you just dragged Peyton's dead corpse to the Super Bowl.
Our defense will still be top 10 next year, but
I don't know.
Are you?
I'm listening to some guy talk. I'm listening
to
somebody talk.
He wants to go to bed.
I'm listening to somebody talk about a 7-10 team. Like, I don't even know why I'm listening to that. And so Aaron Rodgers is going to lose that. And then it's going to be the reunion with Mike Vrabes and Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. They won 2 together, and now they're going to play against each other. And
the Titans are going to come up 1 yard short yet again on a doink that hits off the crossbar.
If it comes down to kicking, we're going to get slaughtered. And what's going to hurt the most is that Ryan Suckup, the Bucks kicker, used to be our kicker, so it's going to hurt just that much more. But it's not going to come down to kicking. I think Tampa Bay they're going to roll probably the same way that they did last year against the Chiefs, and I'll just be happy to be there at that point.
That's fair enough.
Progressive.
I'll just be glad that Julio doesn't want to ring with another team.
Yeah,
Screw Julio.
Hey man, he turned up last week, so he could be real good in these playoffs.
So, all right, just real quick, Andrew, quick score update. Notre Dame was up 21 points on Clemson with 4 minutes remaining, but Clemson is starting to make a comeback.
All right, bro, I don't really care.
But anyway.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Dude, congrats. This gives me more reasons to fire a coach.
I thought he was a good coach.
No. This man does not know how to do an offense. This man literally just tells people to just pull up and shoot threes. That's literally all he does. Pepperdine sucks. Call up in that man's head.
But anyway, so Bucks Eagles, that's easy. Give me the Bucks. Cowboys Niners, I'm going Cowboys here. And then Rams Cardinals, I'm going with the Cards. So what? It would be Green Bay versus Arizona, and then Tampa Bay versus the Cowboys. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay. And then I'm gonna go the Cardinals. I got Arizona beating Green Bay.
Wow.
I like that.
Arizona they were one of the hottest teams last season. And I think Kyler Murray is one of the best has proven to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And I just think that he's going to show out this season. So I have Cardinals versus Bucks. I'm going to go with the Cardinals again. Because
Lucas was even more surprised about that.
I don't trust the Bucks whatsoever. The only reason I have them making it to the NFC title is just because they play the weaker out of the I feel like they play the weaker side, playing the Eagles and the Cowboys and the NFC least. So yeah, give me the Arizona Cardinals versus Buffalo Bills. I'm sure everybody would love that Super Bowl since it'd be two teams that haven't won a Super Bowl in a long time. Or for the Cardinals case, I don't know. Have they won one ever?
No.
They only made that one in 2008.
And I don't think Buffalo has either.
They
lost 4 straight, and that was it.
The Bills have never won it either.
Yeah.
There are only I can tell you there are 4 teams that have ever made a Super Bowl, but I can't remember. I think it's like less than half of the entire less than half of the entire NFL have actually won a Super Bowl. I think it's only like 14 or 15 teams out of 32 have won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, blame Tom Brady for that.
Well, it's not just that. Blame like the 70s Steelers from keeping blame the,
Cowboys.
Vikings for losing 4 times in the Super Bowl back in the 60s and 70s and stuff like that. Or blame the Bills for choking those 4 straight.
So anyway, we got a Buffalo Bills, Arizona Cardinals Super Bowl. Where's the Super Bowl being played this year? Is it in SoFi?
It might not be. They might
not be. They might be looking at
Dallas?
I think Jerry World. Didn't they say Jerry World might be the option?
If it's in Jerry World, this is going to even make my pick a lot better. Give me the Arizona Cardinals winning their first Super Bowl in franchise history. The Bills are going to come up short again.
Are we going to have another wide right?
No, honestly, I don't think it's going to be close. I think Arizona would win that game by 14 plus.
Arizona just lost 38-30 to Seattle with all of their starters, except for
I understand that, but Arizona's really
play.
Who?
Zach Ertz didn't play. Their tight end. Ertz didn't play.
Oh, old man Ertz didn't play? That's tough.
Old man Ertz.
Corey Peters didn't play on defense. I had a lot of guys who rested from what I've seen. I looked at their injury report.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, Buffalo fans, but
that's a really. I mean, that's a hot take. That's a hot take.
Like honestly, though, how much more misery would that be for Bills Mafia to this year make it to the bowl and then lose? I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
That would be on brand for the Bills.
I can't see Josh Allen ever even
Let me ask you this, Lucas: if the Bills somehow make the Super Bowl and they don't win it,
it won't be because of Josh Allen.
No, I'm saying, but if they make it, if they make it to the Super Bowl and they don't win it this time, how much of a chance do you give him ever again?
Him?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't give him a chance anyway. So I don't know. I don't like this hypothetical because I don't give him a chance anyways.
I just don't. I think
he's
the Bills
not
are
good.
really good.
He's bad, dude. He just threw like 3 picks in that last game. Like he's terrible.
I love Josh Allen. I
didn't believe in Allen after last year either. I didn't.
And then he showed
out.
He was
overrated after last year, honestly.
Tennessee beat them twice. So
Okay, so let me see. Costa, you had the Packers.
The Packers winning it all. Yep.
I think. Did I take the
Chiefs? Said Bucks.
Oh no.
It was Packers, Bucks, Cardinals.
Packers, Bucks, Cardinals. So we got all of NFC winning the Super Bowl, though. I think it's because I would agree that the better teams are all in the NFC, I think.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that. I just think they have an easier – like the teams in the NFC, like the Eagles and the Niners, like I don't think they're as good as the Bengals and even the Patriots, and I think the Steelers would beat the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I think the AFC is deeper, but it's one of those conferences where everybody beats up on each other. Anybody can beat. It's kind of like the Pac-12. The AFC is literally the NFL's Pac-12.
I guess.
Like when the Jets can beat the Titans, that says something.
Okay, so I think that's it. We don't have anything else to talk about, right, Costa?
No, I know.
Costa, you literally look like you're just done.
Hey, you know what? Give Andrew a break. He had a long night. Are we going to show the Barstool thing of Andrew? Real quick?
I'm not going to show the Barstool thing. We'll show something else.
Why not the Barstool thing?
Because I don't have it downloaded. Yep, no, I've been on ESPN and Barstool Sports.
Could also be copyright claimed by them, maybe.
Yeah, that too. I didn't think about that. Good call. But no, I'll share.
Yes, Costa was briefly on a tweet sent out by Barstool of the Athens celebration. That's what I'm talking about, guys.
But also something even cooler. So.
Yeah, this is the interception.
Yep. Let's just say Athens went crazy.
I remember this drive was taking a long time from Bama. I thought they were taking so much time off the clock.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where it was like they wanted that to be the last drive. They wanted to get back to overtime.
At least they wanted to be the last drive to go into overtime.
Yeah,
and if anybody's
because I was sitting there
wondering why
there's like 3:30, and then all of a sudden I'm like not even paying attention. The next thing I know, one play happens. I'm like, wait, there's a minute 10 left in the game. I'm like, where did all the time go? Like they were taking so much time off the clock.
And if anybody's wondering why Andrew's voice is like
that's why.
That's why.
That's why.
Another thing. If you want to see how Athens looked like, this was Athens.
So you could not move at all, or traffic couldn't move it.
No, traffic was stopped.
Did the police have to arrest anybody?
Not from what I saw. They just made people get off of light poles.
I seen the people climbing on light poles.
Yeah.
But no, you didn't see any horse doo-doo flying around like the Eagles fans?
No. We're not that crazy. Thank God. Also, someone decided to bring this up. So, Josh, just for that.
Texas is back, folks. Not this time. You're wrong. We're back. No, we got you.
When Texas wins tonight.
No way.
Against the mighty SEC.
No way.
Texas is back.
This one was invented by a writer.
Good job, Josh.
The worst part of that is still
the Notre Dame is being the cause of the actual meme itself.
Yes.
Man.
But, Texas fans still blame us for making them believe.
I'm sure they do.
I
blame Notre Dame as well.
Yeah, I blame them too. They're an easy scapegoat. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in again. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, as it helps out our channels a lot. Also, subscribe as well.
Next week is our award ceremony.
Oh, yes. We will have an award ceremony next week. I will be posting a link to our channel. We will be posting it on our Twitter and social media accounts as well to vote on our college football awards.
Total of 10 votes between everything.
So if
no one voting.
If you guys want to vote for your pick for the awards, you can find us on Twitter at the Week Zero Podcast or
just gotta come up with our
on Instagram at Week Zero Pod. So go ahead, follow us if you want. And also we will be having the winner of our pick'ems on next week,
Josh.
So Josh, make sure you're ready because we're
testing your knowledge, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a pop quiz.
We're this is a test to see if you can fill in as a spot replacement for whenever one of us is not here.
Yeah, for when Andrew has his voice acting up again.
No,
or when Lucas has to work,
or when Lucas is painting his trailer.
I don't know why, the way you have your hat right now, and just the fact you have like a goatee, all you need is like a chain. You look like a early 2000s white rapper or something.
Thug life,
bro.
You look like white thug life right now.
Thug life, thug life.
Okay, so we'll be doing that. We'll figure out all the we'll be figuring out all the awards and stuff. I don't know how many we're gonna do.
I don't know how to do polls, so that's gonna
I'll
be
do it.
one of you
I'll
guys.
get it set up, so you're in luck.
Okay.
So anyway, guys, thanks again so much for tuning in. We will see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.